Ready?
Yes. Good afternoon, class. I'm Miss Mangilashi, and I'll be taking you in Commerce Grade 10. Grade 12. So the topic we're going to look at in Grade 12 is advertising. As we have written it on the board, advertising. Now one would ask, what is advertising? Advertising, this is an aid to trade that you guys already looked at as you are in grade 10. So let us define advertising, being learners of grade 12. Advertising is an aid to trade concerned with informing people of the availability of goods and services and persuading them to buy the same goods and services. So this advertising, we're saying it is an aid to trade. So these are aids to trade, therefore available so that the consumers will be told on the availability of the goods and services that are available on the market. Apart from being told of the availability of goods and the services, the people will also be persuaded for them to buy those goods and services. So let us write the definition on the board. I've said that advertising is an aid to trade. So advertising is an aid to trade. Of goods and services. Goods and services. And persuading them. Persuading them. What are we talking about when we say the same goods and services that have already been advertised, be it on a television, be it on a radio station, be it on Facebook, be it on a brochure or a catalog. So this advertising is therefore available, is therefore an aid to trade, which is concerned with the informing over people to buy them. We are therefore going to move on to the functions. So from the definition, you'd find that the functions that we have talked about, that we're going to talk about, they are also somewhere there appearing. Like the word, let's talk about this word informing. Informing, we'll find that it is going to appear on some of the functions. And then apart from informing, we'll also look at the word persuading. Then apart from persuading, there will be also the word remind with informing people of the availability of goods and services and persuading them to buy the same. Then let's move on to the functions. What can be the first function? So the first function is informing consumers and traders of the various in the function. So the first word we've looked at is informing. So now whom are you informing? What are you informing them? You are informing the people. This word which is here. So the first function is saying informing consumers and traders of various products available on the market. So I've said informing consumers and traders of the various products available on the market. Products available on the market. That is persuading, persuading. So it has also come on the second function. We're saying that persuading consumers to buy goods and services by various methods of appeal. We say that for advertising to take place, this aids to trade, there are various methods that you're going to use in order to advertise to your customers. You either use the radio, you use Facebook, you use the radio, the TV cassette, you will use whichever methods, be it a brochure or a catalog. So the function we said is consumers to buy the goods and services using various methods of appeal. Methods of appeal. Many of the people would think advertising can only be done on the radio or on the television, but there are so many methods of appeal. Even a word of mouth, it is a different method of appeal in order to advertise, which is a word of mouth. Then the third function we're going to look at is reminding consumers and traders of the goods and services existing on the market. So, apart from informing, persuading, the other function can be to remind the consumers and the traders of the goods that are still existing on the market. We have been having products like Boom detergent paste. Boom detergent paste has been in existence for so many decades. But if they were to stop advertising on the new things that have been improved in Boom, so when they advertise, they also remind us that, oh, this product is still existing on the market. So they also remind us on the existence of their certain goods and services. So let us write it down. Reminding traders on existing goods and services. Goods and services. This is the third function. And at what price? So, thanks to this advertising, this adds to trade that when goods have been advertised, they will also tell us where we're going to find this certain product or how much we're going to find it. Because there are some products that cannot be found in every type of a shop. So, they will tell us in which type of a shop we can find them and at what price. So we say that this function is informing consumers where to buy the goods and at what price. Informing the consumers where to buy the goods and at what price. Because if they do not tell us on the price of a product, there will be some traders that would exaggerate prices that would go higher than their actual price. So when goods are being advertised, they also tell us, the consumers, to say that do not get scared. This product, you're going to find it at this price and that price. So let's move on to the fifth function. The fifth function is saying that enabling traders to remain competitive in business. So hadn't there been this advertising, some people would have been sitting dormant simply because some goods have been manufactured. They would just have Boom detergent paste, we have Extra, we have Washer, we have Omo, we have Sunlight. So thanks to this advertising, people are going to remain competitive and put on adding so many other things to persuade their customers and their traders. So the other function, this one, which is the fifth one, we said is enabling traders to remain competitive in business, which is the fifth one. Enabling traders to remain competitive in business. The other function, which is the sixth one, is that advertising, it also enables traders to penetrate new markets for their products. What do we mean by penetrating new markets? So here is a person who's in, you'd find that not only people that are from your community will be buying the products, you'd find that even other people that will be passing, going to other towns, will be buying your products. So it's not only the people in your community that will be buying. Here is a time where you'll be blessed, and then when you go into foreign trade, you'd find that the market has expanded. Apart from your traders being Zambians, apart from your customers being Zambians, you'd find that you'd have some customers from other countries as well, because the market has expanded. So thanks to this advertising that to penetrate new markets. Enabling traders to penetrate new markets. Because when the goods are advertised, even people from other countries, they'll be assured that it is a good product for us to use. So your market is going to expand. So let's look at the seventh function. The seventh function is making government announcements. For instance, health warnings and tax charges. So when the government is making announcements, they will use this same advertising as the traders' comments. By seventh, making for instance, health warnings, changes, etc. Advertising is also going to have this other function. Then the eighth function of advertising can be making public announcements. What type of public announcements? Missing person, deaths, etc., etc. So advertising can also make public announcements like deaths or missing people. So making public announcements. Making public announcements. Deaths, etc. This can be the other function, class. So there are so many other functions. Let's move on to the ninth function of advertising. Then the ninth function is national campaigns. What can be these national campaigns? Health matters such as campaigning against AIDS. And advertising can be used to make the public know that there are some campaigns that are going on against AIDS and sensitizing some people on how to take good care of them, take good care of themselves so that they do not contract this AIDS. So this function is saying advertising national campaigns, advertising national campaigns against AIDS. Let's move on to the 10th function of advertising. So the 10th function of advertising is announcing births, deaths, marriage, or any charity appeal. This aids to trade can be used in order to announce the death or the birth of somebody. Apart from that, marriage, Some people that want to get married, they usually use advertising in order for the other people or other family members to know. Apart from that, any charity appeal can be used using advertising. So I've said that announcing births, deaths, births, deaths, marriage, charity appeal, etc., etc., etc. Then the 11th function, there are a lot of functions, class. So the 11th function of advertising can be advertising job vacancies. So why would people go for this ad to trade in order for people to know that there is a job vacancy, so that the company will have the best, the suitable personnel to work on that particular job? Because not any other person would go and apply. They would, a person that would apply for this type of a job would be the person who has the requirements, the experience that they would need. So we'll say that advertising job vacancies to enable a company to have the suitable personnel to work on that particular job. Advertising job vacancies. Advertising job vacancies. We have reached on the 12th function, which is saying informing customers that a product is to be withdrawn. So there are so many other measures that the government would take. There are some products that can be harmful to your health, or some products that the government or the country might not be allowing to be advertised, or due to months will be told that reason. So advertising is going to help the government of that country or the personnel that are in charge of withdrawing products from a market to be withdrawn. So informing customers that the product is to be withdrawn. Informing customers that a product is to be with. So there are a lot of other functions. Just like we have always said, commerce, it is not a type of subject where if the teacher did not talk about it, then it is not an answer. We see commerce, we do commerce, we hear commerce. I knew even as I was introducing this topic, some of you had an idea of what we are going to learn. So the last but not the least function is warning customers of a fault in a product. So there are some manufacturers that might manufacture some goods without knowing that it can be harmful to their customers. So when the personnel that are in charge of withdrawing a product on the market, they will also warn the customers that a certain product has a fault, hence do not buy it because it might damage your liver or it might damage this and this and that. So when a product is to be withdrawn from a market, they will tell us. And then when a product has a fault as well, we the customers will be warned. So warning customers of a fault in a product. So these are the functions that we have looked at today, class. But before we conclude with this lesson, let us look at what we have covered today. We defined advertising, and I'm hoping that you would define it as well because it is the availability of goods and services. and persuading them to buy the same products. So those same products that have been advertised on the market, you, the customers, you'll be told of the availability, where to find them, what price, etc., etc. Apart from being informed of the availability, you also be persuaded, you'll be enticed or persuaded to buy those products. So I said class that there are methods of appeal that will be used. Even through talking to you can be a way to persuade you to buy a certain product. Here's a person that might come into a shop without even having a plan to buy a certain product. Just because I know that as they're coming to a shop, I must persuade them and inform them that there's such a product. So I'll use a method of appeal, which can be a word of mouth. Maybe I do not have a catalog or a brochure. I will use the word of mouth to talk to you, to say good afternoon, good evening, madam. There's a certain product that is on the market. This product, it is very good. The moment you use it, you will never go wrong. This is the best product that is on the market. And then the moment you find that there's a fault, definitely come to me. I'll refund you your money triple. And then being a customer, you are already persuaded to buy. Function we said was informing consumers and traders of the various products available on the market. So when advertising is taking place, it is not like only one product will be used to advertise. There will be so many other products, meaning there will be various products available. Various products available where on the market. So you as a trader, you as a consumer, the moment I speak to you, I'm informing you that there's such a product. Then the second function we looked at was persuading consumers to buy the goods and services using various methods of appeal. Just like the example I recently gave, because there are so many other methods of appeal that you can use in order to persuade or to entice a person to buy a certain product. Then the third function we looked at was reminding consumers and traders on the existing goods and services. We never knew that some products would go out of market, but because of some goods that are being introduced from time and again. So when a certain product, this advertising, this aid to trade, this product still exists. So this advertising is going to help you, the customers, the learners, the traders, to know that a certain product is still existing on the goods and at what price. So advertising, you'd find that some people would advertise without telling the customers where to buy the products. Maybe they're using a word of mouth, that various methods of appeal. So thanks to this advertising, that as you are being informed on the availability of the goods, you also be informed where to buy the product and at what price. Because we know that there are some traders out there that exaggerate prices. They put wrong prices just for the benefit of themselves. So thanks to this advertising, that we, the consumers, will also know at what price we're going to buy the goods at. Then the fifth function we looked at was that advertising, it also enables traders to remain competitive in business. There are so many people that would be in business, and then simply they know that they are alone in that type of business. They will not want to remain competitive, but instead, when there is so many other people advertising on that particular product, they are going to remain competitive. There are some traders that will have other customers apart from the people that were buying them. For instance, you started the business. When you started the business, you only had 10 customers. Now that there's this advertising, this aid to trade, your number of customers increases from 10 to 20, 20 to 1,000, because your goods are being advertised. Then the seventh function we talked about was making government announcements. For example, health warnings or tax changes, etc., etc. The eighth we looked at was public announcements like a missing person or deaths. So when there's a public announcement, mostly it is there for us in case you get to see this person who has been missing from the family, you inform the nearest police station or you call a certain number through the same advertising. Advertising therefore helps some family members to reunite. Then the other function, which is the ninth one we looked at, was advertising national campaigns. Health campaigns against AIDS. Advertising can be used. Then the 10th function we looked at was announcing births, deaths, marriage, and charity appeal. This advertising can be used, class. The 11th one we looked at was advertising job vacancies. Why would a company advertise a job? To work on that particular job, job vacancy that is available. Then the 12th we looked at was informing customers that a product is to be withdrawn from the market. So when there's a product that the government wants to withdraw on the market, make sure that the public is informed to say that there's a certain product that has been withdrawn on the market. In case you find it somewhere, do not buy it. Then the last but not the least is warning customers of a fault in a product. So in case a product is having a fault, they will warn the customers that do not buy this product for this and that reason. I have been your teacher, Miss Mangilashi. I've been teaching you commerce grade 12. Meet me next time. From now, it's bye and stay blessed.
Hello everybody there, good afternoon. Welcome to this English. Join me in this wonderful lesson this afternoon. So that we move together even as we kickstart. I want to encourage you to take this opportunity during this COVID period that you don't remain behind, but rather you just move together with us in this GMF e-learning program. It's a very wonderful program that is going to help you not to lag behind even as we are passing through this challenging moment, this challenging time, COVID-19. Therefore, I want to once again thank you so very much to welcome you to this wonderful lesson. Okay, with me here on the board, as you can see, this is the grade 12 English language. This afternoon, we're going to look at grammatical structure. It's very important that we take to understand some of the importance rules. Okay, the importance in using good rules, following the good rules of using the standard English. Okay, you may not be the way you speak English, the write English. Thank you so very much that you found time to join. All right, now first things first, we say, then I've got teaching English. As a teacher, I found that most of you pupils, you find some challenges in constructing these rewrites. How are we supposed to write? There are underlying factors that govern the rules of transforming the sentences into other form. Okay, I just want to encourage you to say, when you are rewriting a sentence into other form, you are not changing the meaning. Okay, well, I'm going to show you how we are supposed to write these sentences. All right, 4 phrases that are going to help us understand how we are supposed to transform a sentence without altering or without changing the meaning, the original meaning of sentence A to sentence B. All right, so we'll look at this word here. Use this statement, okay, this phrase, not until, in constructing or rewriting a sentence from another form into this, begin with this that I'm writing here. Then the next one, apart from unless, not until, okay. All right, we say no sooner, all right, no sooner. We're going to look at also this one, no sooner, how to use this one, all right. Then the 4th one, okay, we're going to look at this one, not only for this one as well as this one, then we'll call it a day. Please relax as we move together. First things first, let's try to understand what are rewrites. Okay, this is just a way of rewriting a sentence, okay? Transforming a sentence into other form without changing its original meaning. All right, to say, okay, rewrites, all right? Rewrites are a form, okay? Are a form of, all right, transforming, okay, sentences, okay, transforming sentences into other forms, okay, other forms without, all right, without changing, all right, without changing its or just changing their, because okay, their sentences without changing their original form of transforming sentences into other forms, okay? Another way of putting it, without changing their original meanings, all right? It is always advised, the instructions in the examination papers are always given to say, write sentence B as similar as possible to sentence A. That is, without changing the meaning. You are free. In other words, according to the rules that are governing the use of rewrites is what we are looking at. So that's why I've selected advantage of this opportunity. We try to learn and see how we can be able to use these phrases in transforming sentences without altering, without changing the meaning. All right, thank you so very much. Now, first things first, we have got this unless, all right? Unless, so I'm going to say, maybe I give you this, right? You can jot down this one. You are free to write a sentence, okay, a sentence in more than two ways, all right, without, or let me just say by, but maintain, all right, okay. Be free to write a sentence in more than two ways, meaning that there are, okay, more than, let me just say one, okay, one. You are free. It's not, you are not limited, or you are not restricted to writing the sentence, to transforming a sentence in one way. You can write it in the two or three ways, as long as they, but maintain, all right, maintain the meaning. You know, about rewrites, the key thing is about maintaining the meaning, okay, about maintaining the meaning. I will write sentences to do with what is written on the board here. Thereafter, I'm going to use any of these to one after another, so that we see how we can construct these sentences. That is very, very important in our daily speaking or writing of our English. It's very, very important. I'm going to start with phrase number one, which is just one word here. One. Right. Unless. Okay. Unless. This word unless is a conditional word. All right. It's a conditional word. This is a conditional word. All right. Let me say this is a conditional word which is actually used. Let me just say this is, right, a conditional word, which is a conditional word which tells us, just jot down this one, which tells us that, okay, one event can only happen, okay, as a result of the other. All right. I'm explaining the use of unless. This word here, unless. I want to give examples on how we are using this word unless. So what I'm just trying to put across here is that unless, the word unless, this is a conditional word, okay, that is used to tell us that as another one cannot take place. That's what we are talking about here. Let me just give an example. Let me just get an example from one that I have here with me. What example do I have here? I've got this example with me here. If my father gives me the bus fare, I'll go to school. All right? If my father gives me the bus fare, I'll go to school. I'll write this one as an example. E.g., all right? Example given. If my father, all right? If my father gives me, that's why I said it's a conditional statement, okay? If my father gives me the bus fare, comma, if my father gives me the bus fare, comma, I will go to school. Right, let's look at this one. Let's start this sentence before we begin. This is sentence A. We take this is sentence A, all right? Sentence A. If my father gives me the bus fare, if my father gives me the bus fare, I'll go to school. Meaning that for going to school happens. If going to school is to happen or is to take place, there must be something, there must be a condition that should be fulfilled there. What is that condition? It is the giving of the bus fare. Meaning that once someone is saying, I'll only go to school. All right. Now, if this person doesn't receive the bus fare, can they go to school? The answer is ultimately no. They will not go to school according to this. All right? According to this one. If my father gives me the bus fare, I'll go to school. Now, coming to this one, unless, begin this sentence, okay? We say begin. This is sentence B. I will say begin with the unless. Begin this sentence, if my father gives me the bus fare, I'll go to school. Now you are going to start this sentence, rewrite this sentence without changing the meaning of sentence A. Rewrite this sentence using unless. All right, now I want to inform you that this word unless, it is going to constitute a negative form, then the other one is positive form. All right, you believe what I'm talking about here? This is how it is going to be. Unless my father, all right, unless my father gives me, all right, the bus fare, unless my father gives me the bus fare, comma, how is it going to be this side? I will not go to school, right? Understand something here. I'll underline this when they say using this word unless. Unless my father gives me the bus fare, others will say I will go to school, which is not correct. But the correct one is that unless my father gives me the bus fare, I will not go to school. The key word here is not. The word not is the key to this sentence, not to change the meaning of this one. So the meaning here remains the same. We have not changed the meaning of these two sentences here. The only difference is there, we have used unless, which is followed now by not, okay? From the beginning of the sentence, like I said earlier, this one is in positive of rewrites and under the use of unless. Please take note of this one. You can still rewrite this sentence. This unless may come in the middle, and I will try to draft it here, okay? If it may be like this, if my father, okay, if my father, okay, let me just start it this way. I'll start it this. Use this word unless to come in the middle. This word unless will come in the middle, okay? I will not, okay? I've started with this one. I've gotten this one. I will not, all right? I will not go to school unless, all right? Unless my father, okay, gives me the bus fare, right? There's no difference among these three sentences. They mean the same thing. The meaning has never changed at all. So please take note of all these, okay? Take note of this one. This is how we use this phrase or word unless. Now, let's go to the next one here. We're saying the next one, we will call it a day. Having looked at the use of unless, now let's look at not until, all right? Number 2, not until. Not until. Okay? Not until. This word not until, or this phrase not until, it equally tries to give a condition. Okay? Not until. This is another, okay, conditional phrase. Okay? This is another conditional phrase which, all right, which tells us that, okay, something should, all right, should first take place or happen, okay, take place before, all right, before the other. There we go. Not until, all right, not until. This is another conditional phrase which tells us that they happen, it depends on the outcome of the first one. If the first one is not happening, meaning that there won't be any second event to take place. This is what we are talking about now. In the same manner, we're going to give is kind of linked to the first one, which is unless, okay? Unless. Now, this not until. They can be used interchangeably, meaning that you can still substitute this one with this one and vice versa, just like that, okay? Now, let's look at an example here. Let me just not until, okay? Not until. Now, I've got an example here with me. I will not believe. I will not believe. I will not believe you. It's like you're promised to someone that you are going to come, but they don't believe that you are going to come. I will not believe. All right, someone is doubting somebody. All right, I will not believe you until you come. I will not believe you until you come. Now, you are going to start this, you are going to rephrase this sentence starting with not until, without altering, without changing the meaning. The original meaning should be maintained. Not until, right? Not until. How are you going to write this one? Not until. I will not believe you until you come. I will not believe you until, it's like you've told somebody that they tell you, I will not believe you until I see you. I will not believe you. Then you're going to rephrase this. The key thing here is a swapping of the terms. You begin not until, okay? The swapping of the terms is what is key here. This is how I'm going to write it, okay? Not until, okay? I will not believe you until you come. Not until you come, comma, right? Not until you come. Then we're going to say, will I believe, okay? Not until you come will I believe you, right? Not until you come will I believe you. So you have seen here. Okay, will I? Most of the times I've found pupils writing to say, not until. This is how some people, I will. No, these have to swap, right? If I'm going to just do this. These have to swap, okay? This pronoun has to go the other side, right? You use the supporting verb here, will, then this one has to go the other side to say, not until, like we have written here. Will I, okay, will I believe you? Not until you come, will I believe you? That's how it goes, all right? We have just looked at the first one, which is unless, which is interlinked to also not until. Now, let's look at another third, okay? Remember, we are looking at the rewrites, all right? Another one that we are going to look at here, we'll look at not only. Gives us an indication, or it is just describing two events that are happening at the same time. Okay? Okay? One person portraying two characteristics at the same time. Okay? I may just put it this way, all right? This shows us that, okay, something or someone, whichever way, something portrays, okay? Portrays, okay, let me just use this word, possesses, okay? Possesses, all right? Possesses characteristics. Characteristics. All right. This shows us that something possesses two characteristics at the same time. It is this way and it is like this on the other side. So this is how now we are going to use not on. Let me just have this on my right side of my hand here. I've got this duster. Okay, the duster and the marker. Okay, I don't only have the duster in my hands. I also have a marker. Right. Not only. I'm going to use not only. Not only. All right. I'm going to see how we are using this one and the marker in my hands. All right. Then I have to now reconstruct this sentence. I've got the duster and the marker in my hands. Now I'm going to rewrite this one using not only, all right? Not only. We see how we are going to, what we're going to come up with on this one, all right? So you can say begin. This is sentence B as usual. I'll try to use another different sentence here. All right, not only. So I will say with this one, I'm writing as well as watching television. I'm writing, okay, I'm writing as well as watching, right? I'm writing as well as watching television. Television. Of TV, there's equally the writing. Writing is going on at the same time. Watching TV is happening. Two things are happening at the same time. Two events are occurring simultaneously at the same time. So how one to be here, all right? Right, this is number one here. So how do we rephrase this one? Not only, this one. I wish you could just practice and whisper to my ears. All right, not only, okay, we're going to begin. I am writing as well as watching television. Not only am I, okay, this is how we begin. Not only am I, right? Not only am I, it is very important. Not only am I writing, do not write I, right? Right? I'll come back here so that we continue, or I'll rewrite just like the way it is. I'll start from there, all right? Not only am I writing, I'll redraft this one exactly. I'll even start here. Not only am I writing, not only am I writing, comma, but I'm also watching happening at the same time, or two things are being done at the same time, right? Not only am I writing, okay, not only am I writing, but also watching television, right? That's how it goes. Coming to the fourth one, remember I've said we've got 4 phrases there. We looked at the first one. We are coming to another crucial one, and how they are used. Most of the times we tend to misuse them. Therefore, it's very important that you get to understand some of these rules that are governing the use of the rewrites, especially these phrases that I've brought to you. Unless, not until, not only. Now we've got the last one here, okay? This is the fourth and the final for this afternoon's discussion, which is no sooner. We're looking at how events follow later, okay? What is the first one and the latter one? Now we're talking about simply, okay, or say this describes, okay, just say describe, okay? This describes how events follow each other in occurrence, okay? Each other in occurrence, each other, just like that. This describes how events follow each other, one after another. There must be the first one and the second one, okay? Now, no sooner. One thing that we need to also understand about the phrase no sooner. When you use the word no sooner, the phrase no sooner, it is actually followed by the word had. At some point after using some words there, we're going to also put than before you complete your sentence. Remember, take it that way as we understand here, which is one. Immediately, the mother sat down to rest. The baby started crying. There are 2 events that are happening there. Which one comes first? There's a sitting down of the mother to rest. Another event that is happening there is the baby. Please, of course, with respect to the proper usage of no. How we do it? Okay, I'll say immediately. Immediately, the mother of the baby, then there she comes. As she just comes there, she comes with the baby at the back. The baby started crying. Okay, immediately the mother sat down to rest. Okay, there's a comma there. The baby started crying. There are 2 events here. Sorry, this is not the correct spelling for started. Okay, there we go. Immediately, The mother sat down to rest. The baby started crying. All right. Now begin. No sooner. No sooner. Remember I said this one is immediately. Once you use this phrase, immediate, just know that you have no choice but to use, it should be followed by a word had. Now before I do that, crying of the baby, the sitting down of the mother to rest. Now he's saying no sooner, okay? No sooner had, the key word here is had. No sooner had the mother to rest, okay? No comma here because we are trying to get rid of it because of this than, right? Another key word. The two keywords is had and than. Immediately use no sooner had the mother sat down to rest than the baby. No need to change. Sat down to rest than the baby started. And me to just discuss, okay, the four phrases that are relevant to our setup even as we are learning our English day by day. I needed us to learn about the use of unless, okay? You can jot down this. I needed us to learn or discuss the use of unless. How we used unless. We said unless is used, okay, when you are giving a condition. It's a conditional word. Is positive. Then on the other side, usually it becomes negative. Like the example that we wrote earlier there. Okay. Then the next one that we discussed here this afternoon was about the second one, which is not until, which is also linked to unless. It is also a conditional phrase, which is giving us, when you are told in an example, not until. Two events are happening at the same time. Which one comes first? Which one is following there? Okay, not only, meaning that someone maybe is portraying two characteristics, okay? I've given an example of myself holding two things in my hands. I've got a duster, both the duster and the marker, okay? And then I said I've got both the marker and the duster. I've got the marker and the duster in my hands there, all right? Then this is the example that I've given you here to say, I'm writing, at the same time I'm watching television. Then begin the sentence, not only, okay? Then we went here to complete it. Not only after another, of course, with the use of no sooner. Words you put there depending on the sentence that you're phrasing there, okay? At some point, before you complete the sentence, you'll have to also apply the word than. Like I've given here, the example that I've written here. We say, no sooner had the mother sat afternoon, I've been privileged to stand before you so that I could share, as we discussed this one, wonderful subject, English language. No, they say there's no master in English. We try to improve our story. So I've been looking at the grammatical, all right, among the a sentence in a different form without friend and teacher. Shibula Agri. I'm going to come again to the grade 12s. We'll be discussing another content, maybe just related to the same. Please mark this date so that we don't miss out. Please encourage your friends to also come on link so that we don't have all the time. We don't have time. Okay, we are passing through a challenging time. Therefore, I believe that by the end of the period, okay, whenever we are going to end this program, we should be able to at least grasp it. We should have grasped. You've been following this one. Next time we meet, please. We need to see some improvements. I'm going to leave maybe two questions. All right, two questions. You practice and see what you can do with your friend there at home. This is your a bit of assignment. All right. This is homework. All right. Is without changing their original meanings. Right? All right, number one. All right, what do I bring here? The boys will If you promise to give them money, right? The boys will do the work if you promise. The boys will do the work if you promise to give them money. Begin this sentence unless. The last one, I'll just give you two, right? Okay. You are going to write this one, use this one. When the referee blew the final whistle, when the referee blew the final whistle, comma, celebrations began. Okay, began. Then begin the sentence as sentence B. Blue, L-W-E. Okay, all right. When the referee, thank you so very much. Have a good time until we meet next time. Goodbye.
Next month, others are writing in November. So those who are writing in November, those who are writing next month, this is your time that you need to shine. And how are you going to shine it? Is by revising questions from different past papers. So I'll tell you the hints on how to revise past papers. Okay, because you cannot just get the book and start going through the question. But the best way of revising is to get different question papers and you start comparing. You analyze the question to say, okay, in 2016, this is the how they ask the question from this topic. 2017, this is how they ask a question. 2018, this is how up to now you even say, okay, now I'm set on how to answer any question. Now the way we are 2, mathematics paper 2, and the paper 2 on how we shall do it. Remember, it has got 2 sections, section A and section B. Section A, you have to answer all the questions, while section B, you have to choose only 4 questions. In total, it has got 100% marks. Okay? So what we are going to do, we shall start by going question by question. So today I've decided to start with the trigonometry. Okay? So we shall start with trigonometry. Okay, now this trigonometry is one of the key topics that they always bring, okay? And it comes in section B. So there in section B, you are going to have about 10 marks there. So make sure that you have to know it very well, okay? So I've taken 2 papers deliberately. I've chosen 2019. So we shall go through a question from 2019 school certificate and again 2019 GCE. Okay. Now in 2019 school certificate, the question under trigonometry came on number 12. Okay? Meaning that question 12. So question 12 definitely is section B. So this is how the question came in 2019, in which Km is equal to 80 kilometers, Mn is equal to 10 kilometers, and angle Kmn is equal to 92 degrees. So we have a diagram here. Then calculate 1, Kn, okay? Then 2, the area of triangle Kmn. Then 3, the shortest distance from M to Kn. And B here, solve the equation 180 degrees. So this is the question that they brought in 21st. They ask a question, either you are going to use cosine rule or you are going to use sine rule. Okay? So for cosine rule, you have cosine rule between then side, or you be given side, and you are going to be asked to find the angle, meaning that you use cosine rule, okay? Then you have got also sine rule. So under sine rule, how are you going to know that here you are supposed to use the sine rule? So you might be given angle, side, or you be given side, angle. Meaning that you are supposed to use the sine rule. Okay? Now in this case, we have this question here on the board. There are kilometers, okay? And we have been given the angle in between. Now in this case, what rule are you going to use? So in here, when you check here, we have been given side, angle, side. Meaning that we are going to use the cosine rule. Okay? Now, when it comes to cosine rule, you don't need to hesitate, because formula in this case, since we are going to, we have been asked to calculate the side, meaning this is k here. The opposite side here is small letter k, and n here, the opposite side here is small letter what? N. And what we are calculating there is kn. Okay, so kn will represent letter m. So we shall write it because we are going to use what we call cosine rule. So we write it here. The formula, which is m squared, is equal to, okay, 2 sides, which is k squared plus n squared minus, okay, minus 2. Then you repeat these 2 letters, which is k, n, okay, then cos, since we are using cosine rule. So come to cos what? Cos angle M. Okay, so this is the formula that here is 8 squared minus 2 times k is what? 10 times 8. Then cos what? M here, which is 92. Okay, there you simplify. M squared plus 8 squared, you get 164. Because here is 100 plus 64 is 164. minus, okay? You punch it on your calculator. You don't need to hesitate. So when you look at this angle here, cos above 90 degrees is negative. So when you multiply 2 times 10 times 8 times cos 92, what do you get when you punch it on your calculator there? So we are going to get, which is 5.5839195. Okay, so here m squared is equal, negative times negative, you have got it positive. Squared is equal, when you add this 5 plus 4 there, meaning that we have got 169.5839195. Okay? We have been asked to find m, not m squared. So we shall square root it. You square root this side, you square root this side. So this one and this one will cancel. You remain with the m. Then you go on your calculator. What is the square root of 169.58? Okay? So here we have 13.02. 13.022. Then we have 439. You are supposed to leave your answer 2. So meaning that we wanted to find the area of this triangle. The good part again is that you are also going to find this formula there. Okay? So for number 2, the formula that is there, which is area, is equal to half. Okay? You have been given A, B, sine C. So this is the one that you are going to use when you have been given a triangle like this. When you look at this triangle, it's not a right angle triangle. Okay? So since it is not a right angle triangle, therefore you are supposed to use this formula. Okay? Now, area is equal to half. These two sides are these two sides, and the angle should be in between. Do not get this side and this side, then you get the angle here. But you get the two sides, the angle between. If you have decided to get this side and this side, so here, AB, these are two sides. And what are two sides there is KN, okay? Then sine, substituting. So our area is equal to, we substitute, times, what is our K? Our K there is 10. Times, what is our N? Our N there is 8. Times, sine what? 92. Okay? Now, in this case, you don't need to waste the time. Just punch it on your calculator. Okay? You start. Others who are failing to press 1/2 or half. Half is the same as 0.5. So you can just clicking sine, then 92. Okay? So once you click there, which is 39.75338. Okay, so you round off here. Our area is equal to, at least you have not been given the specific number of degrees that you have to live here, meaning that 3 digits is enough. So once you get 1 here, you add here, it will be 10. So you get 1 here, you add here, it will be 40. So our area is equal to 40 kilometer squared. So you have to put a square here because we are calculating the area. Okay, once you have just written 40 kilometers here. Okay? Now, we have answered this part. We have answered the second part. Now we go to the third part. Okay? I'll use the other part of the board so that I leave these answers here because we shall refer these answers when answering the other part of the board there. So I'll answer it from here. Number 3. So shortest distance. Here they are saying the shortest distance from M to what? To Kn. Meaning that from M here, we come up is our base. You are going to have 90 degrees here. Okay? Now, since we have got now 90 degrees here, for us to find the shortest distance, we have to use the formula for calculating area, okay, under the right-angled triangle, where we have got the height. And in this case, the height is the shortest distance. So the formula is area is equal to half BH. B is the base, H is the height. And in this case, H is the what? The shortest distance. Then we substitute. What is our area? According to this one here, we have found our area is 40. Okay? So we shall substitute there with the 40. Is equal to half times. What is the base? Do not get the base here. Where is our 90 degrees form? It's this one. Meaning that this line here is perpendicular to Kn. Okay, so our Kn is our base. So what is our base there? We have found here, which is 13.0. Same as 13 times H. Okay? Now in this case, we have 40H. What we want is to find H, and our H is the shortest distance. So divide by, then this one and this one cancel, you remain with H is equal. So 40 divided by 6.5, you just get greater, you get, you divide it there, which will give us 6.153. It continues there. Okay? Therefore, our shortest distance is equal to, we can even leave this kilometers. So this is the shortest distance. Okay? Now, solving the equation. Most of the people, they find challenges to solve this one, but it's the simplest one. Okay? Solve the equation. So we have been given the equation there, which is 2 tan theta is equal to -3. Okay. Now what are we going to do? The first thing, we shall have divide here by 2, here by 2. Then you have tan theta is equal to -3/2. Okay. Now, once you have got something, a tan like this one, you have to change now to an angle. You have to inverse it. Okay? So we are going to have theta is equal to tan, okay, tan inverse there. So we shall, okay, you punch it 3/2. Whatever answer you find there, 3/, it is there on your right hand side, left hand, top left hand side. Second shift, second function or shift. So once you press there, then you go to tan. You are going to have a sign like inverse here, tan inverse. Then you go to equal sign. Now equal sign there, then you are going to have theta is equal. So what we have here is 56.3. 56.3 degrees. Okay? Now, you need also to know, once you have been given something like this one, for the sake of knowledge, I'll put this one here. Okay? You have to know that this is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. Now, in the first quadrant here, you have been told to say here we have O. Okay, you can even say student, take, you can even say copy. Meaning that here in first quadrant, we have tan positive, cos positive, and sine positive. That's why we have O. While in the second quadrant, only sine is positive. In the third quadrant, only tan is positive. In the fourth quadrant, only cos degrees, okay, between 0 and 180 degrees. Okay, so now, check what you have. You have got it negative. So tan negative is found in the second quadrant. It's found here. Okay, that's where you're going to find tan negative. Therefore, for you to find it, you are going to say theta is equal to 180 minus, okay, alpha. So this alpha here means the angle that we have found at first. Therefore, theta is equal to 180 minus 56.3. Okay? These are degrees. So theta there, we have 180 minus 56.3. What do we get? 123.7. 120 what? 123.7 degrees. So this is how you are supposed to answer when you have been given any question similar to this one. I must mention it. The only part they might change is this one, the first part. It's either you're going to use cosine rule or you're going to be there. It will never change. Then here, solving the equation, they can even give you tan, they can even give you cos, or they can even give you sine. But you need to know that in this quadrant, these are first quadrant of the... Now, from here, I want to show you how to use the what? If they change here, if they give a question here where you are supposed to use the sine, okay? One, then, and I want you to solve it, then thereafter you have to forward the answers, okay? In the various platforms that you are using. So let's see. The one that came in 20. Okay. This one came in 2019 GCE. So I'm not going to solve second part, third part, and this part. I'm going to solve only this part. So I want you to go and do the remaining one as part of the activity of the week. Okay? So let's solve the first one there. I'll rub this part on. Okay. So this question here, we have been given again a triangle. But in this triangle, we have been given the angle, side, angle this side. BC. So again, we have to label them like this. A here, opposite side here is small letter A. C here, opposite side here, small letter C. And B there, we have B here. C. What we have there, we can say now, we have A over sine A is equal to, okay, we have B over sine B. This is what we call sine rule, because we have been given, which is A side. So we have to use sine rule, no option. Okay? Now, sine. What have we been given sine A? 125. Okay? Is equal to B. Have we been given B here? Sine. Okay? What about there? Sine what? Okay. Okay, let's do this. Because we have been given the sine, we have not been given. So sine y. So let's first find sine y there. So a triangle adds up to 180. So we shall say 180 minus, okay, we add these two. 125, 40. Okay? So 180 minus this one here 5, this one here 7, okay, 1. So when you subtract there 180, okay, it's actually 6 here. Okay, 180 minus 165, we get 15 degrees. So we have our 25 over sine 15. What do we do here now? We cross multiply. Okay? X times sine 15, we get x sine 15 is equal to sine 125 times 275. So 275 times sine 125. Okay? What we want to find is x. So we shall divide both sides by sine 15 by sine 15. Then here, cross there, we have x is equal. Then you go back to your calculator there. Okay? Calculator. So how are you going to punch it? Just type, press 275 times sine 125 divided by sine 15. So once you have done that, what are you going to get? You are going to get 870.3641268. Okay? Point C. Therefore, BC is equal to, you can round it off to 870. This is kilometers. So this is how we use sine rule. Okay? So you have to find the rest of the solution. Remember, it will be there. So what I'm going to give you, you have to find the area of this triangle. Okay? Then you have to find the shortest distance of the same. Then you have to solve this equation. So this is the work that you are going to do. We have already done this part. And do not forget, you can also get these other papers and check. Try to solve all the questions under trigonometry. Then you are going to have 12 marks. Okay? So this is the work for today, and we shall end here. Next time, we shall also go to another topic. Remember, we'll be just going question by question. But for now, let's end here. We shall meet next time. Remember, my name is Chirwa Maison, your mathematics teacher. We'll be meeting you time again and again. For now, goodbye. See you next time.